Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Principles of Marketing at Ozarka College. This morning what I'd like to do is just kind of give you a brief introduction to this course, kind of get you on the right track, and also I'm going to kind of cover some of the most important parts of the course syllabus with you, and just to kind of get you started in the right direction this semester. So first thing is when you first log into My Ozarka and you click on the link for this course, this is the page you're going to see first. As part of the course page, you'll see the course information at the very top here. And of course, it'll have a picture of me as the instructor. And then right below that is the announcements section. You'll need to, during the course of this semester, you'll need to make sure you pay attention to the announcements that I've posted. And I've already posted one announcement, which just kind of welcomes you to the class and gives you some general information. It also discusses my contact policy for the class. And then on the left-hand side of the page, you'll notice there are some navigation links, and it starts with activities, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. It goes all the way down to textbooks, and the one that we want to click on first here, so I can kind of show you a little bit about the course, is the syllabus link. So let's go ahead and click on syllabus, and at the top of the syllabus, of course, it has information about this course. And then right below that, it has information about me as the instructor, specifically my office hours, my contact information, and so forth. For most of you, since this is an online class, and most of you probably don't live close enough to my office in Mountain View to come by and see me in person. Now, if you do live close, then come by during my office hours, and I'll be glad to meet with you. But for most of you, it's probably going to be a lot more practical to contact me through course mail. And that's one of the navigation links over here on the left-hand side of the page. So anytime you have a question during this semester pertaining to this class, or you have information that you need to share with me that relates to this class, I'd like you to use course mail. Okay. Now, my contact information there on the top of the syllabus has my main Ozarka email address, but if you send me a message through that, a lot of times it's not going to have the course that it pertains to. It's not going to have, it may not even have your name unless you include that specifically in the message. So it may take longer for me to figure out, who's sending me the message, what class they're asking about. So if you send something through course mail, you send all your contacts, your questions and everything through course mail, then I'm going to know exactly who's sending me the message, what class you're in, what class the question pertains to, and then I'm going to be able to get back to your on your email, your course mail, much faster, much more efficiently and effectively, because I know what course it pertains to. Now, when you send me a message through course mail during this semester, if you have a question about an assignment or a project or anything that relates to the class, be very specific. What you're having problems with, what your question is. The more specific you are with your question, the more effectively I'm going to be able to answer your question, and the quicker the response is going to be. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. Now, right below before I do that, some of you have had me in class before, so you already know who I am. You kind of know my background and what courses I teach. But for some of you, this may be the first class you've had with me. So very quickly here, I'm going to kind of introduce myself. Again, my name is Stephen Baltz. I've taught this Principles of Marketing course just about every year since the 26 years that I've been here at Ozarka, and I really enjoy teaching this class. It is a very interesting class. I think you'll get a lot out of it. I think you'll learn a lot, and it'll be fun for you, I think. I really, like I said, I'm really looking forward to teaching this class this semester. Now, like I said, I have taught this class many times in the past. Something else about me is my office is in Mountain View. I live in Mountain View. Like I said earlier, for those of you that are not close to the Mountain View campus, you're probably mostly going to communicate with me through the course discussions and through announcements that I post, and also through videos that I post, and more specifically course mail if you have questions that you need to ask, like I discussed earlier. But that's just a little bit about me. I will share some more information about myself in the Introduce Yourself discussion that I'll show you in just a minute. A lot of you have already replied to it, and I've replied to your post. Later on this week, I'll be sharing some more information about myself. But basically, just let me know if you have any questions about what courses I teach, or about my background. Just let me know. Be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right. The next 3 items on the course syllabus are all closely tied together. So I'm going to talk about them all at one time. So the course description, rationale, and outcomes. These, again, are all very closely related. Basically, in this course, we will be learning about the marketing concepts and processes that are used in marketing. We'll look at something called the marketing mix, or the 4 P's of marketing, which are product, price, place, and promotion. And we'll basically be looking at all aspects of marketing. Marketing is includes a lot more than what most people think it does. A lot of people, if you ask them what marketing is, they'll describe advertising, okay? Like TV advertising and social media advertising and so forth. But what a lot of people don't realize, and something that we'll learn as we go through this course, is that marketing encompasses a lot more than just advertising. Advertising is just one element of marketing. Marketing, a real simple way of saying it, is that it includes everything that's involved with a product, from the time that the first idea of the product is generated, all the way till the time that it's produced and marketed and sold to the consumer, and then any kind of after-sale service that's provided is also part of marketing. So marketing is an ongoing process. It's not just one thing. It's not just advertising. It's not just promotion. It includes things like distribution, even getting the product to the consumer or to the buyer. So I think you'll find out as we go through the semester that marketing includes a lot more than what you probably initially thought it did. Okay, so we'll look at different strategies and different ways of trying to make marketing effective to reach your target market, that group that you're trying to get to buy your particular good or service. We'll look at all that. And then there's also the pricing element of marketing, which is selecting a price that will not only earn you a profit, but also a price that consumers are willing to pay, or your target market is willing to pay. So basically, those are some things that we'll talk about as far as marketing goes. But For right now, the basic idea that you should kind of come away with is that marketing includes a lot more than what most people think it does. There's a lot to it, okay? And we'll go through all those different elements of marketing in this class. All right? All right, so just read through those, the course description, rationale, and outcomes sections, and let me know if you have questions about that. All right, next item on the course syllabus is the textbook information. This is what the textbook looks like right here, and it shows the ISBN number there. It's basically called Marketing 13. The 13 just stands for the edition. So it's the 13th edition of this textbook. So when you go to buy your book for this class, whether you buy it at the college bookstore or some other source, always make sure that you're checking this ISBN number right here that I've highlighted. Make sure that you verify that you're getting the correct textbook, okay? And we will not be using any of the publisher's content, so you don't need the access code to the particular publisher's content. The only thing we'll be using is just the textbook itself, okay? So that's why it says book only here, because there are some versions of this book that come with a access code that are, it's more expensive. So just make sure you're using that ISBN number to make sure that you're getting just the book, so that you're not paying for anything that you don't need, okay? All right. And, of course, in addition to the textbook, you also need a reliable computer and internet connection. Obviously, this is an online class, so you need to be able to do your work online, and those are some things that you're going to have in order to do that effectively, okay? So just let me know if you have questions about the textbook and required materials. All right, next item on the syllabus is the methods of instruction. And I'm not going to read this to you just to save some time. Just look through that section. It's pretty well self-explanatory. It's the same methods of instruction that you see in most concepts classes. And so just let me know if you have questions about it. Now, the next item on the course syllabus, and probably the most important section, is the evaluation procedure section. This is the section where it explains exactly how your grade's going to be determined in this class. And I know when I was in college many years ago, this is the thing that I wanted to know about on that first day of class when the professor was going over the course syllabus. I always wanted to know, above everything else, okay, how is my grade going to be determined in this class? What do I need to do to make a certain grade in the class and do well in the class? And so that's where this is explained on the course syllabus. So for this class, we'll have 6 things that will comprise our grade. It'll be assignments, discussions, chapter test, a midterm exam, a final exam, and a semester project. Okay? So in the evaluation procedure section here on the syllabus, I basically provided a paragraph explaining each one of those items. And I'm not going to read it off to you at this point, just to save some time. But this first week of class, you really need to spend some time looking through the course syllabus and reading everything, making sure that you understand it. And the main portion, or the main section that you need to really understand, is this evaluation procedure section. It is very important for your success in this class. So make sure you carefully read through it and let me know if you have any questions about it. Now, at the very bottom of that evaluation procedure section, there is a section on artificial intelligence use policy. And every instructor is going to have a little bit different policy on this, but basically my policy is that you can use whatever tools are available to you to learn more about the concepts presented in the course, and to brainstorm ideas, do research, whatever to help you to better understand the material that we're covering. But when you submit activities for this class, whether it's an assignment or a discussion or a project, you need to make sure that you're using your own words, that you're not just taking what AI has given you as an answer and then copying that to your assignment and submitting it, because that is a violation of the academic integrity policy of the college. And so just kind of keep that in mind. Make sure that, whatever sources you use, make sure you're still putting that information into your own words, okay? So that it is your work instead of somebody else's, all right? And if you have questions about that, just let me know. All right, next item is grading scale. That's just the standard grading scale that you see in most classes. So just look through that. Let me know if you have questions about it. Next item is makeup policy. Just in general, I do not allow makeup work in this class simply because I give you plenty of time to get each set of activities submitted. So in my mind, I really shouldn't have to allow makeup work. But that being said, if you have a special circumstance that you feel like I should consider, just send me a course mail. Use course mail to send me a message and be very specific on what's going on, why you weren't able to get the work submitted on time, and then I will look at that on an individual basis, okay? But just keep in mind that just in general, I do not accept makeup work, okay? So just kind of let me know if you have questions about that. All right, next item is attendance policy. Of course, we're not meeting in person, so I'm not going to be taking attendance, obviously, since this is an online class. But you should keep in mind that I'm able to track, as an instructor for the class, I'm able to track what you're doing in Miles Arca, how much time you're spending on your work for this class. So kind of keep that in mind. And my general rule of thumb that I always like to explain to students is that I really recommend accessing the course page in Miles Arca at least once a day, just to kind of keep on track in the class and have a better chance of being successful, because you're reminding yourself of things that are due. If you're checking the course page at least once a day, then you're able to see my announcements where I remind you of things that are coming up due, read the course mail that are also reminders of things that are coming up due. You're able to see the activities page and see what's coming up due there, so that it just allows you to stay on track a little bit better during the course of the semester, so that you don't have as much of a chance of missing due dates, okay? So just let me know if you have questions about that. And then the next section is academic integrity. And I already kind of talked about this a little bit when I mentioned the AI policy. But basically, again, in this class, just make sure you're submitting your own work. Don't try to submit work that another student did, or don't just submit work that was done through AI. Make sure that you're putting the information into your own words, okay? All right, and it is a violation if I find that you have not used your own work or submitted your own work, then that is a violation, and there are penalties for that. So just read through that section. It explains all that, and just let me know if you have questions about it. Now, the last few parts of the course syllabus are very, very self-explanatory, and they're also just standard sections that you're going to see in all your classes this semester. So I'm not going to bore you with going through all those. Just read through those this first week of class. Make sure you have at least a basic understanding of what's on these various parts of the course syllabus, and let me know if you have questions about it, okay? All right, so that's the course syllabus. Now let's go to the activities page here. So again, back on the navigation bar over here on the left-hand side of the page, the activities link here that links you to the activities page. this is probably the page that you're going to interact with the most as we go through the semester, simply because the activities page is where all of the activities are, like the assignments and discussions and tests and exams, projects, all the things that make up your grade for the class are all available here. So, in order to view the instructions for each activity and be able to submit them, each one of those, that's all done on the activities page. So that's why I'm saying that this is probably the page you're going to interact with the most. All right. Now, this activities page is divided into weeks. So it starts off with this first week of class and goes all the way to the very end of the semester, which is where during week 17, where we'll take our final exam. All right. So everything's divided into weeks, and you have, for each activity, you have an open date. That's just the date that the activity is available for you to look at. And then the close date is basically the due date for that assignment or that activity. So that's the date that you need to have it submitted by. Okay. And during the course of the semester, I will be sending out reminders through course mail and through announcements to remind you of upcoming due dates. So kind of keep that in mind. But this first week of class, basically you have two things. The Getting Started link here, let's click on that. That activity, there's nothing to turn in for this one. This is just a convenient place where I've included the syllabus that we just looked at, a link to that, a link to the textbook information, and a link to a printable version of the schedule that I've created just for your convenience. I know some students like to print that out, that printable schedule out, put it with their textbook, and then mark off the activities as they do them during the semester, just to kind of stay more organized and to make sure that they're getting all their work turned in by the due dates. So you don't have to use that schedule, that printable schedule, but it is there if you want to use it for convenience. All right, so that Getting Started activity, there's nothing to turn in, but again, you need to look through those things, especially the course syllabus, okay? And let me know if you have questions about it. Now, the other item under week 1 that a lot of you have already done this is to reply to the Introduce Yourself discussion. And this is just a place on the course page where we can kind of share some information about ourselves, just to kind of get to know each other a little bit. Since we're not meeting face-to-face, this is just a way for us to kind of take the place of that, to be able to at least get to know each other a little bit. And as we go through this discussion this week, I will be sharing some more information about myself other than what I already have. And so kind of be looking for that. And I want to thank everyone that's already replied to this discussion. I appreciate that. And we will have some other discussions as we go through the semester that pertain to particular concepts that we're learning about in the course. And I think you'll find those interesting. There are some really good discussions that we'll have, some really good case studies that you'll read through and answer questions about for the discussions. And so I always really enjoy those, and I think you will enjoy those as well. So let's go back to the activities page here. So really the only thing that you have to submit this first week is just that Introduce Yourself discussion. Now, the first set of chapter activities from the textbook will be due the second week of class, next week, specifically Thursday, January 22nd, right here. So you've got the assignment, test, and discussion for Chapter 1, all due by Thursday of next week, January 22nd. To get the instructions for each one of those activities, you just click the link for it, and then you'll see the set of instructions there. I've tried to be very specific on, how you should complete each activity and how to submit them and so forth. So just if you read through a set of instructions for an activity and you're still not clear on what you need to do, just send me a course mail, and I will be glad to answer any questions that you have. Okay, so you've got that Chapter 1 set of activities due next week. Now, one other thing I want to show you before I let you go today is under week 15 of the semester. So you'll have to scroll down a little bit on the activities page. You'll see under week 15 a semester project. Okay, and that is a project where you're going to choose a company that you want to do some research on and figure and do some research to figure out what that company's marketing activities are, and you will basically during the course of the semester work on this project, and I'll have a certain date that I'll send you later on where you'll need to have the company name that you're going to choose for your project sent to me. I'll have a due date for that, and then as you're working on it, if you have questions, just let me know. But basically, you'll need to fairly soon, either this week or at least by next week, go ahead and read through the instructions for this project and let me know if you have any questions, okay? Even though it's not due till the end of the semester, you're going to be working on it all semester, so you'll need to kind of get started on that as soon as you can. At least start thinking about a company that you want to research, okay? All right, let's go back to activities here. So, just, again, let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm really looking forward to teaching this class. I've always enjoyed teaching this class for the 26 years I've taught it, and I think you'll enjoy it as well. And so enjoy your semester, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you.